Alright, so it's June 3rd, and it's a little bit past that time. Me be talking about Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. But there's a good reason for that. And this reason is why I love, or I should say, one of the things I love about solo leveling. And we're going to get into that as we go through and unpack this, continuously great manga chapter of Volume 10. So, let's get to it. Alright, what's going on, everybody? This is your Anime Legacy in the Anime Lounge with my Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 10 review. And like I said in the intro, there's a good reason that I didn't make this video sooner. And we'll get to that reason after the recap. So basically, this chapter starts off with the last one left off, as always, with 2 Blue Vortex. Shikacho is basically doing the smart thing and running from Jura, and yet again, Jura and Hidari are basically, commenting and questioning human life and saying, like, why are they running now? And it's because they're trying to protect Himawari, who's unconscious, talking to her plushie. And we get a little bit of lore here, and for those of you who haven't watched Naruto, it's basically tail beasts are energy, and energy restabilizes, and so even if they die, they come back. Now, we're not given a reason as to why Kurama came back the way he came back, and not as a big giant dog or fox like he was before. But what we do get is, basically confirmation that a fragment of Kurama was inside of Himawari, which potentially, and I say potentially because I think it's just because of the fact that both Boruto and Himawari were already those kind were already, at least 25% Otsutsuki, just based on their genetics and power-ups. Okay. Sorry, somebody's mowing my lawn. The other thing that's happening is that basically Sarada has made her way to the battlefield, and she starts to battle Hidari, who basically, because that's his target, once he senses her, just runs off and tries to do battle, and she basically is able to dodge one of his Chidori's, which got everybody hyped because they want a female character to actually be relevant. I mean, that's the whole prevailing theme about this chapter for a lot of people. But like I said, once I get to why I don't like Hidari, why I took so long with this chapter, I'll get more into my thoughts on this chapter as a whole. But as the battle goes on, Juro shoots a tail beast bomb, knocking off an Inojin's, bird wings, and Chocho catches them, getting them on the ground. They go to try to protect Himawari again, who's still knocked out, talking to Kurama. And this is when, basically in the course of these events, that Inojin gets basically impaled and is on, death watch. I mean, I know we say unalive because YouTube don't like it, but it's like, let's keep it up. This man on death watch. Seeing this, Himawari basically goes all Gohan mode and unlocks Kurama's power and starts to, activate a tail beast cloak like her daddy did, but resembling the appearance of her grandmother. Excuse me. Now, this is where we get into the meat of the chapter for me, and why I didn't do this, because while this was a great chapter, at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell everybody this: don't let all the subterfuge fool you. Don't get caught up in the genjutsu like everybody else in Naruto. And everybody's all caught up because, females are actually doing something in Two Blue Vortex. Oh my god, power of the female. Like, no, man, get over that. Sarda, the only thing that's happened is they're basically trying to wiggle their way out of a few situations. One, the Shinju gotta catch a body. Like I've always said since chapter 5, since my predictions about things that's going to happen when the Shinju came out. Sarada's going to be a Shinju. Don't matter whether it's Hidari who turns into one or Juro who turns into one. Sarada going to get put in the pack. And then all y'all going to be crying because all the female characters gone. But that's why she's going to get put in the pack. Because the Shinju gotta catch a body that we care about. Yes, Inojin possibly dying is a good moment and could lead to a lot of things if done correctly. But let's be clear. Does Inojin really matter? This is what I love about solo leveling. If you ain't about nothing, we ain't trying to make you feel nothing. Case in point, Juhei, if you didn't watch people like Anime Balls Deep and their retrospective on the series as a whole, you may have thought that Juhei may have been best girl. But Chahei is best girl. Chahei is the one that's going to get the bag. Spoiler one for you people who ain't watched that video or is just watching Solo Level in Season 1. Chahei is the one getting the bag. Chahei going to be baby mama. That's why you keep seeing her for one scene in an episode. Juhei, she tapped out after 10. She saw Jin Woo. She said, "Yeah, you look good. You proud of you that I don't have to heal you as much no more." But once episode 9 was over, she said, "Yeah, I'm not about that life, son. I ain't about this life. This hunter thing ain't my stick. I was just doing it for you, baby." So we got her out the way. So if you ain't gonna be relevant no time soon, we ain't doing that. So everybody getting all up in arms like, oh, Inojin gonna die. Inojin may die. Inojin's not relevant enough for me to care about. It's just something to spark Himawari doing something. And people could say the same thing about Hinata, but Hinata had more build. Because of the tuning exams, because of the stuff with Neji, Hinata had more build. And she was more fleshed out as, yeah, Naruto was the only positive thing in her life. I'm going to, when I get around to making a video about Hinata and Noelle and comparing the two characters. That was like my first video, and I'm going to go back and remake that one to give more clarity with the information that we have now in Black Clover. But yeah, Hinata basically got that build up to being who she is. Inojin, we don't spend no time with Inojin. We barely spent time with Inojin in the first Boruto, part of Boruto. So, outside the fact of how this is going to affect Ino, and if Ino's connection with Sarada and Sumerian is what kept them from being affected by omnipotence, and her being mentally nerved, distorts that connection, and they start viewing Boruto as an enemy, there's no concern for anything about this because Inojin ain't relevant, and Ino, the only thing we worry about with her at this point in the story, if you're paying attention to actual things that matter in the story, is basically keeping her away from Ada, because Ada Senrigan can turn her against Shikamaru. As long as she ain't around Ada, she gonna follow Shikamaru because of the Ino-Shikacho bond that they have as friends and teammates, and the fact that he's Hokage. But Ino's smart enough and simple enough to realize if she's corrupted, that this made her Kawaki, and the primary goal of everybody who is with Ada right now is to protect Kawaki, because Ada basically hasn't chosen whether or not she's gonna switch sides and do what she should did in the first place, and that's run with that Uzumaki drip. Okay. That's basically where we at right now. We want Boruto to have real allies because Momoshiki is coming. And what's the point of bringing Momoshiki out when Boruto has no one there to help him solve this problem or stop the kill on sight order with Boruto? We can't make Kawaki fall if Momoshiki comes out and have Boruto start killing everybody. Okay? We trying to expose Kawaki so that we can get past omnipotence and that we can get everybody working together to stop the Shinju. That's what we trying to do. Because Kawaki don't care about nothing but killing the Shinju. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, Kawaki, he said the whole Himawari thing. He doesn't hate Himawari, but he's going to prioritize killing Boruto over protecting Himawari. So again, stop getting caught up in the distractions and the little things that make you feel for the new emo badass character, and look at the character for who he is. We in a situation right now, and it's what none of the other reviewers are talking about, that we need to start getting a group of people together who are going to be consistent allies for Boruto that are going to be able to help him deal with this. Kashi and Koji ain't enough. Kashi and Koji just tell him to run off. I mean, let's be real. The reason Boruto ain't in this battle is because Kashi and Koji told him to run off. Because he was too close to Kawaki and his karma started resonating. So that's what we on. That's what time we on right now. So if we can't deal with that, then we can't deal with anything else in the series. We don't have time for Momoshiki to be coming down causing chaos. It's not going to mean anything. It's just going to be a big setback. And while that may be interesting, it's like we write ourselves into holes if we don't have anybody to do it. Because if Shikamaru, let's just say that scenario takes place. If Shikamaru's smart enough to say, yeah, that's not Boruto, this don't seem right, who gonna back him? You know, he's putting his position as Hokage in jeopardy. And we need him in that position of power, much like Tsunade was, you know, when it came to getting Sasuke back, you know, in Naruto. Where her being in power kept the kill on sight order from being put on Sasuke. I mean, let's be real. Once Danzo did it, once Danzo was in power, that's exactly what he did. He said, oh, he killed your Hokage or hurt your Hokage? Yeah. Okay, he a road ninja. Kill Sasuke. You got my permission. You know. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, we got to sit up here and, you know, think about the long game and not what's going to give us that adrenaline rush for right now. But, overall, this was, again, another solid chapter. And it does open up a lot of paths, as I've said. So we're just going to have to keep on watching and wait for the Friday after next to see what goes down in Boruto. But that's all I have for this one. If you like anything you heard, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Alright.